Live on WFLA Now. This is Run for Fun with running enthusiast Lee Spann.
All right, welcome back to the Stream Center for this week's episode of Run for Fun. This show is designed to help you incorporate running into your life in the healthiest way possible. We talk about the balance of pushing on some days, recovery on other days, and the importance of eating enough to support it. So I'm your host, meteorologist Lee Spann. I'm a meteorologist at WFLA in Tampa, but I've been running for about 14 years now. And sometimes I laugh at all the mistakes I made 14 years ago that I am shocked, I say, that I even continued and stuck with this, because the more I learn about running, the more I learn how to recover. All those things make it running a lot more enjoyable, a little easier to stick with. So I'm glad that 14 years ago me stuck with it, even though it was a lot harder then. So, of course, continuing to teach me, Coach Maria, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm so glad you didn't quit too. That would have been sad. You wouldn't be in my life, right?
That is true. I think I just thought running was supposed to feel so draining all the time.
I think a lot of people think that.
So it's like
a lot of people think that.
It would have been easy to say, okay, well, this hurts too much or this doesn't feel good. But I just bought a big thing of Advil. And
oh, no. This morning it was so nice. It was like 72 dew point, and it felt like, I can't believe I'm saying that 72 feels good, but this time of year it feels really good. It felt good on the track.
And the breeze, a little bit of a breeze. So clearly the breeze is going to increase over the next couple of days. For those of you who are just listening, we do have the impacts of a tropical system that really will start to feel the outer rain bands from it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But Thursday into Friday is going to be pretty rough.
It's coming to say bye to Lee. It's coming to say, Lee, it's September. We got to track hurricanes. That's what we do.
This is this time of the year, late September into early October, that the Gulf of Mexico is still supercharged. And unfortunately, we know that. And so, but again, before I say goodbye to this profession, to one more major
hurricane came to say goodbye.
But thankfully, hopefully by October 20th, when we have our Lee Spann Farewell 5K Run for Fun, however we want to say it, hopefully no hurricanes. It's at 8 a.m. on Sunday. Again, the station was nice enough to put this on just so. Obviously, running means so much to me, but this allows me to meet a lot of the people who have been watching me for 17 years.
Yeah.
That they get to see me every day, but I don't get to see them. So we've had so far a little over 100 people sign up.
And I haven't even signed up yet. So
there'll be
103. Yeah, because Lukey's coming too. So,
but yeah, and even if you don't want to run, we get it. But if you want to just come out and walk, if you want to just come out and say hello, again, Al Lopez Park on Sunday, October 20th.
It's gonna be fun. You don't want to miss it.
It's gonna run for fun. Is what it really is. And there's you get if you sign up, you get a T-shirt, you get a medal. I mean, this is like a for real race. This isn't just like come around and run.
Is it a run for fun T-shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Our friend Dave Yancey made them.
Oh, this is so exciting!
So yeah,
I can't wait.
Even the ribbon on the medal has my picture on it.
Oh,
so like
cool.
it's like a legit race. When I saw that when Dave showed it to me, I was like, I really feel like this is something special.
Oh,
all right,
cool. Come on out, guys, everybody.
Yeah, it's October 20th. All right. So today's episode, you see it at the bottom of your screen. It's the from a Micro-Preemie to a collegiate runner. So we're going to bring in. This is Alyssa and Daniel Welling. Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. Daniel, first of all, I want to just talk to you about your first collegiate cross-country meet that you just had for Florida Southern. How did it go?
It went good. And I did better than I expected, especially with congestion.
Oh, no. That can backtrack you a little bit. That's good.
Yeah, I hate the mucus. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
And I feel like it gets more when you're running.
Yes,
it all tries to come up, and then you're like thinking that it's coming up, but you don't want it while you're trying to breathe.
Yeah, it's not easy.
So
that's not easy. That's good for you.
How many freshmen are on your team?
Me and 3 others.
All right. So, and we were just talking before we started that there was a big meet coming up on Friday in Tallahassee with FSU, but that's been postponed because of this hurricane. So hopefully you'll be able to get those Seminoles very soon.
Yeah, I'll take them down easily.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's right.
All right. So Alyssa and Daniel, thank you very much for joining us. So why don't you take us back, some 18, 19 years, Alyssa, and explain where you were, where your family, what they were going through.
I was teaching at the time. I was a new teacher, and I had been teaching for a few years. And when I was pregnant with Daniel, I just had some sickness, just feeling off, and went to the hospital. And once they measured me, I was in preterm labor, and I was at 26 weeks, and that's definitely not the news you want to get from any doctor, that you need to get to the hospital ASAP because you could be in labor at 26 weeks.
And now Maria, tell us, what that would mean to you as a mom if they were giving you that information.
Well, it would be terrifying. Actually, my sister-in-law had a baby at 23 weeks, so it was very scary for our family too. That can be very scary. He was only 1 pound and a quarter ounce when he was born. So, and he's a happy, healthy boy like yourself too, Danielle. So,
oh, wonderful.
I always like to hear stories like this.
Yeah. So it was actually your grandmother, Daniel, right, who reached out to me?
It was my Nana. It was my Nana.
Well, shout out to Nana for sure. And she said in her message to me that, you had more than just being less than 2 pounds. You had some other health issues, like with your brain. Is that what it was?
It was my brain.
Clearly you're in college now. The brain has formed. But what was the issue back, when you were an infant?
It's fluid.
Yeah. Daniel was diagnosed with hydrocephalus at 18 months, and they found a giant cyst that had completely engulfed the left side of his brain and pushed it all the way over to the right side. And so we were transferred to All Children's Hospital in St. Pete immediately. And we were undergoing brain surgery pretty much the next day after we had the scan done. And he has now a shunt that drains fluid into his stomach. And other than not having any high impact sports on his head, has very little restrictions. So, it's just unbelievable what they can do nowadays.
Is that why you picked running as a sport, or?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it was
we tried
safer.
other things.
Yeah,
we tried other things, the soccer, the baseball, and it wasn't Daniel. He just never enjoyed it. Team sports aren't really his thing, which, you can run on a team, but it's more of an individual thing, as you ladies know. So he's just happy to be with his team, but doing his own thing as well.
And your grandfather helped sort of nurture this over the years, Daniel?
Yes, he did.
So if we got Nana, what do we call her husband?
You can call him Papa Dan.
Papa Dan. Okay.
I love it.
Clearly a namesake you have as well for him. And had he been a runner, or did he just say, whatever my grandson wants, we're going to do it?
He never ran in his life.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty much whatever Daniel needs.
Yeah.
Is there 100%. He did the research. He did anything and everything he could do for Daniel, and anybody else along the way, anybody on his team that needed help, a ride, the Gatorades, whatever it was always, he was just, he was able to step in and do whatever anybody needed. And it was just a great way for them to have one-on-one time together. And it was just creating special moments.
And so now we're going to kind of scroll through some pictures so you can tell us about the pictures. But how old were you when you realized that you had obviously a talent for this? Not just that it was fun, that you enjoyed it, but that it was a real talent.
13 or 12.
Yeah, like middle school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 12.
Yeah, probably around 12.
12.
Mm-hmm.
And then clearly out in front with this one.
I was not very big either.
Yes. Yes.
So, kind coming from a less than 2 pounds, how, when did Daniel finally reach where he, was relatively the same size as his people his age?
He was probably 7th, 8th grade when he hit his really large growth spurt, just getting out of middle school, going into high school, to where he was probably where he needed to be height wise. He was always on the low end of weight, just because he was diagnosed also with hypotonia, which is low muscle tone. So, we were told in the beginning he probably wouldn't walk the same. He wouldn't, be able to do all of the things that the kids could do. And it just wasn't something that we were willing to accept. So Daniel is Daniel. If he wants to do something, he's going to do it. And here he is.
That's amazing. That's such a miracle, Daniel. That, I'm sure you already know this, but, the babies, at least back then, the babies that are the boys do the worst in the NICU. They tend to have the least percentage of being able to make it through. They usually have a 10% chance. So you are a miracle, and that's so cool.
Now, so you were mentioning some of the other, between the shunt in the brain and then the other diagnoses. Do those go back to being such a preemie, or is it just this was going to happen either way?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I feel like in some ways Daniel was projected way above where he should have been when he was first born. Right at 2 pounds, just under. He was breathing on his own. He did not need to be intubated. So there were so many things that he did on his own. He was so strong, even as a tiny, tiny baby. But then his development, I think because of the cysts that he had, it did not allow him to function the way he was supposed to function, and his body did not develop how it was supposed to. And so it seemed like instead of a straight line from point A to B, it was more of a Candyland game. And it has just taken us a little bit longer to get where we are now, just healthy and strong. And that's okay.
I'm sure that fight helps him on the cross country course now. I'm sure that fight.
Absolutely.
That drive.
Every race he gets to run, honestly, is a gift.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
We're just so grateful to have this opportunity with Florida Southern, to have, a team that embraces him and believes in him and builds him up. And it's just fantastic.
I mean, did you have any idea, Daniel, when you were like, okay, I'm going to start running at 12 years old, that you'd be running in college? I mean, I feel like that's not really necessarily on everyone's agenda.
No, the percentage of people running in college is not very high.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really.
What's your favorite thing about cross country?
Hanging with the team.
Hanging with the team. So it's not the pushing yourself across the finish line.
I mean, it is a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be a little bit, or you don't get out there. But yeah, that's awesome that you get to do this. What an opportunity.
So tell us about running. And, we almost done this podcast now for 2 years now. And Maria and I talk a lot about the joy that running brings to us. So we want to know, when you're out there and you're everything in your body is telling you it's time to stop, but you're not there. How do you get yourself out of the dark place? That's what we call it anyway.
The dark place.
The dark place.
And take home the gold. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Take home the gold. And for a lot of us more recreational runners, there's that isn't in the cards. So we have to, we're not trying to beat other people. We're just trying to finish that race.
We can get the gold in our heart.
That's right. We got the gold in our heart. So we appreciate people who are out there breaking that tape and making it to the finish line first.
Absolutely.
So did you have to do, you heard it at the beginning of the show, we talk also a lot about recovery and eating enough. Now, obviously with your, body weight issues already because your body is, tougher time developing. Did that hold you back, or was that a struggle when you were younger to get enough food, to get enough calories?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do to make sure you were getting enough?
I kept eating.
Yeah.
That's the best way to get those calories. But, did you notice that it was harder to, on the hotter days? Did you notice that you had to eat more than your fellow teammates, or were you about the same?
I'd eat more than them because they obviously weigh more than me.
Yeah.
We try to sneak in the protein any way we can, whether it's in, his drinks or pancakes, or so if he likes a food, pasta, then we tend to overfeed him those things just so that we can get a lot of those calories in, and even the snacks, the protein bars, and anything.
Do you have to do anything
drinks.
different for recovery, or do you have to keep an eye out on anything that you're worried about with him, or he can just...
Every once in a while, he will complain of having a headache, and for somebody with a shunt, that's it's definitely a red flag that you have to follow. There have been a couple of times where a tube has come disconnected or has broken, and he needs to go in for a revision, which is a couple of days in the hospital. So we just have to be proactive with communication just to make sure that everything is working how it should work. And so far, it's been many, many years since he's had to have a revision. I think maybe 6.5.
Oh, wow,
so it's been about 13 years by the time, his last revision. So we're pretty fortunate for that.
Daniel, does that ever make you afraid? Do you ever get scared when you're pushing yourself like that?
No.
Good for you. That's
Fearless.
really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. A lot of us would be scared. That's interesting, and I'm so happy that you're not letting it hold you back. A lot of people would.
So tell us about the day that you started applying to colleges, or did they seek you out to run at Florida Southern?
It was my junior year.
Okay, you're a junior. You're running cross country for your high school. What was the high school again?
TAMPA Catholic.
Okay, and that's in Lakeland.
Yes.
All right. So tell us a little bit about that recruiting that happened.
I felt proud.
What? Who approached you? What did he say?
It was Florida Southern and some other schools.
Okay.
So Coach Matt, right? Coach Matt came and talked to you at what race was it?
It was
Was it George Jenkins? Was that at George
Yeah,
Jenkins?
it was George Jenkins.
And that's also in Polk County. So you had, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So you were up against some cross county rivals, and then up comes the coach. And so how did you do in that race? How had he heard about you? What did he say when he went up to you?
He said, keep up the hard work. You're doing good.
That's awesome. That looks like a really pretty cross country course, actually.
Was that your home course?
This is at Holloway Park, also in Lakeland. This is our home course for Florida Southern.
Beautiful.
It is very, very, very pretty.
Makes me want to jump in that picture.
Yes.
I am in there. I'm just in the way. Just
okay.
Way back. In the way back. You guys are way out in front. So
yes. Unfortunately, I think that might have been the second lap, so he wasn't too happy in that picture. He knew that it was pretty close to finish, but still not finished. So he was not in the best frame of mind there.
How many laps? Is it 2 or is it 3 to go? What, did you do? You had a whole other lap to go?
2.
Oh,
yeah,
it's 2.
for
So
the 5K, it was two laps.
And so how is the first couple of weeks of college? I know that you get to stay close to home. Are the classes going well?
They're easy.
What are you studying?
Business management.
Oh, good man. That's good.
I got a business.
Yeah. That's really good. Business is good.
Yeah.
It'll be helpful. Now, what's your biggest cross country goal? Do you have a big cross country goal for this season?
Make it to California.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's in California?
It's
Is that nationals?
nationals.
Is that the national race?
It's nationals.
Yes.
And so is that like Florida Southern's conference, level nationals, or is it literally against every college in the country?
Against every college in the country.
Wow. Well, that is a big
Fun.
goal.
It's a big goal. I like big goals. Go for it.
What has been, as you have gone through, finding the cross country, finding running, and then now, is there something that you felt like was the hardest part to keep going?
No, not really.
Oh, he really loves it. That's good.
Yeah.
What about this morning?
How do you? Mom's
No,
gonna tell it.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
There are a couple of workouts where he will come, he'll finish and he'll just say that was super hard and it's not fun.
What was the hard workout this morning?
Oh, don't tell her. She's gonna.
No, I
she's
want
gonna
to
make
know.
me do
What
it.
was the hard workout?
The hard workout.
What did you guys do?
We did hills and at a 5:30 pace, like intervals.
Ooh, ouch.
Ouch.
Yeah. Next week, Lee.
She's never.
It's all on you.
Yes, I'll do those Bayshore hills.
Yeah. Hills make you stronger, though, especially on cross country courses.
Yes.
Yep.
Definitely hilly.
Where do you find? I mean, I know it's a little bit hillier out in Polk County, but where do you find the hills? Because we have to go to like
The bridges.
Bridges.
You ran where this morning?
GJ.
At George Jenkins.
Okay, so that
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
And have you had enough electrolytes after all that
Yeah.
sweat this morning?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Good
We're
man.
still working.
Yeah, this time of the year, man, you just can't get enough.
How many miles a week are you running, like on average?
Like 75.
Good for you. Wow.
Not every week. Not every week though. 65. Yeah.
That's still a lot.
Sometimes
That's a lot.
65. Yeah. It varies.
And is it? Do you have an off season? Because obviously it's fall. Fall is cross country season. What do you do during the spring?
Track and field.
Oh, so yeah.
Oh, good. What's your event in track and field?
The mile.
Good
Yeah.
man.
800 and 2 mile.
Good man.
Those track athletes don't like those longer distances.
Yeah. I like the longer distance.
We like the longer distances.
That's great.
Well, Alyssa, what has it been like to see him, go from where they told you, okay, probably not going to be in sports, to a collegiate athlete?
It is, it just makes my mama heart full. I know that he can do it. He can do anything he wants to do. If this is something that he wanted to pursue, we were going to make it happen, no matter how much it took. And it truly does take a village. And we just have had so much support from coaches, teachers, parents, family members. And it's just been overwhelming, honestly. And even athletes on other teams who would always build him up. And he's just such a great kid. And I'm just so excited to see what this next step is for him. And his journey has just been incredible. And I'm just so excited for him.
Oh, such a great story.
I know. Well, we're very proud of you as well. Nice Polk County natives there and staying in the area.
Yes.
And running through, running for your dreams, overcoming all the obstacles. You're everything that we preach on this show, is to just believe in it and do all the things that make it come to fruition.
Yeah, amazing.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to come on, and it's just been so fun, and we appreciate you guys. And
Daniel, do you have an Instagram account or anything?
Yes, but I want to say it's not technically mine.
Okay.
Okay. Is it a team?
No, it's my papa's.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was just going to connect you with my nephew, he's 18 actually, and he's about to go to college next year, and he was a preemie. So it would be nice
Yeah,
for
that
you
would
guys.
be fantastic.
Yeah.
I know he's
had a lot
he's
of
got a couple of things. Yeah, that would be great.
It would be nice.
think
It would be.
that,
I think he's nervous about going to college too, so it would be nice to have somebody that's
Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah. been
Yeah.
through it. I'm really proud of you for all of that. I mean, I've seen it firsthand, and it's really incredible. What a
Thank
great
you.
Thank you.
great thing you're doing.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
and those
Thank you so
530 hills
Listen.
is impressing me.
Yeah, it's very impressive.
So good luck with everything. Sorry you can't go to FSU this week and beat up on the Seminoles, but
You can beat up on them another
you can
time.
beat up on them another time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're light work.
Looking forward to it.
All right, thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you
We
guys
really
so
appreciate it.
much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.